Alright boys, so I really hate having to do big modifications to OEM parts, like so I'm not messing with the bag right now. I know I said I was going to, but I try to figure out how to put on these side brackets, because I was here all night trying to figure out how to install these side brackets with the rear light, and I was like, how the hell do you put this on? And I saw a video online of blue collar. Like, I didn't want to have to do this, but you gotta take the tray off, obviously 4 screws right here, and you gotta trim this battery tray like 3/4 off from this end lip. And then not only that, you're gonna have to cut off this corner right here. Sorry, this corner right here. And man, I don't like to do things like that, because now I gotta paint it to prevent corroding, but I bought the kit, so I gotta follow through. So I finished cutting. I cut down where the video specified, kind of close to where this weld meets this bar, a little over, down to about, I guess, right there. I hope that's good enough. I haven't tried test fitting the seat brace again, but done over here and done over there. What I am going to do is I'm going to prime it to prevent rust right here, and then paint it black. So, because I was thinking about leaving it like that, but I really don't want rust damaging the frame. So that part is done. I haven't used that tool in such a long time, and man, so much vibration. All right, put the second coat of prime on the bare metal. Not a pretty little paint job, but just to get this done. And then I'm gonna let it dry another 10 minutes, and I'm gonna apply the black coat 2 times. All right, so when I removed the tray, I painted this and I cut out, dried it. Kind of messy job. There's still some prime around it. I didn't tape off well enough, but whatever. Now you gotta cut off 3/4 of an inch off this plastic tray from this like lip over, kind of, you know what I mean? So that's the next step. All right, so I cut off 3/4 of an inch off this end. I found it easier to cut vertical cuts first and then go horizontally, because it was pretty hard to flex it far enough to keep progressing with the scissors. So that's what I got right now. So then I'm assuming you're just gonna put this back on, connect everything back up again, so the battery can still hold in there. And finally, because the night I was struggling with this shit all night, I mean it was last night, because I was trying to figure out how to put this on, but I didn't know you had to cut this off. Now it fits well. All right, everything screwed back in. I've shoved all these cables in here to get them out of the way. The battery's out still, so with your seat. All right, so it's supposed to go something like this. I'm supposed to have something here, so I gotta look for that piece. All right, I don't know where it is or what exactly goes here, but I'm gonna remove this for now, and I'm gonna do these sides. So it comes with a bag, 4 bolts, 2 long ones, 2 short ones. The long ones go on the side with the license plate. The short ones go on the other side with the exhaust. All right, so for this step, I know that the license plate bracket, you're gonna mount the license plate and the rear light to this brace. This will go on the outside on the left side of the bike, and this goes in the inner, I guess a brace for the seat. So just so you know, that's why the long bolts are used on this side. All right, I got another dilemma. I have to take the battery storage back off, because I need to cut off this piece of plastic and this piece of plastic. This was supposed to run a wire to the battery relay, I guess, so I gotta cut this off, because the seat plate can't sit flush. On this side it does, but this side it doesn't. I gotta cut that on the piece with the 2 bolts that were in the bag for hardware for the seat. So we're gonna place this kind of like this. The top loop is gonna come out, and the flat part is gonna go underneath it. So essentially the seat brace will go between these 2, just like that. All right, so now for the spring part, this is the top part right here. So on the seat, you have to take off these Allen bolts off, and you're going to feed it through this end like this. I don't have a 4mm Allen key. I'm gonna try to figure something out. Maybe my finger through here, but this screw will face, the threads will face up, because you're gonna do this like this. You're gonna touch it this way. Boom, boom, like that. All right, guys, I lied. This is not a 4mm. It's actually a 3/16, and luckily I did have an Allen key. I did have to use this method though, where you put the Allen key inside the that spring, hold the screw in place with your other hand, hold the bolt. It's not tight in right now. I'm just trying to fit it all together to see how it's gonna work out. I have the battery uninstalled, so I can't tighten this down anyway because I need to take it off, put the battery in. I'm just trying to see how it all fit in together. But trying to finish everything else first. This might be the very last thing I install because I still need the side pockets, the front lights, and the rear lights. So that's how it's going so far. Alright guys, I had installed the seat last night, but I didn't tie anything in because the bolt that was supposed to go here is missing. And I contacted the company and they sent me a bolt for it. But for now I have this to hold it in place. So that's just there holding in place. So this isn't tight. But the way you mount the seat on, all you have to do to remove this plate is to remove these two bolts. Oh, I can't even reach it. Stupid. They're easy. And then this thing comes up easy. So when you install the springs, the screw inside with the washer is a 3/16 Allen key. So, and then when you install the springs, this left loop has to point to the left. I don't know why, but that's what their video says. So you're gonna need a 13 mil to hold the bolt underneath it. And then, so what I did was like this. So I did this. I grabbed the Allen key, I held it in place like this, I tightened it underneath it, but to the point where it got really tight, I had to grab a freaking socket and like hold it as leverage so I could keep tightening it in. Just to give you an idea, because this is kind of stupid. This is a stupid setup. Like, why couldn't it be something different? Like, I can't fit a bit in here because obviously it won't fit. That's just stupid. And that's how you mount the plate, easy.